Good evening and welcome to Injustice Investigations. I'm your host this evening, Al Scott. As always, we thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Ms. Hill, good evening to you. Crazy P, good evening to you. Tamika, good evening to you as well. Lisa, hello to you. Houston, Texas is in the house. I think it's Tracy Taylor. Thank you for tuning in this evening as well. Okay, Gammer says, let's get it, Mr. Scott. I'm glad you're feeling better. To God be the glory for that. The daughter of the king is here, like always. Thank you. Karen Porter, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Miss Kelly is here. And Rena is here on time. She missed the earlier live broadcast. She said, I told her if she didn't get here on time tonight, she will be placed in timeout, but she made it on time. Amen to that. Davis, good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in as well. And Tamika Wright, all the way from Oklahoma by way of Shreveport, Louisiana. I know a little bit about Shreveport, Louisiana. I grew up there, raised in the bottom. Allendale, Travis Street. Again, welcome, welcome, and welcome. Brown from Houston, Texas is in the house tonight. Georgia Williams from Austin, Texas is here. Tasha Bridges, good evening to you. And Valerie Montgomery, Funny Times Out or something, I don't know. Or Fun Times Out, I guess. Okay. All right. Tonight, you all probably gonna need a pen and a pad tonight. We're gonna go to school tonight. We are speaking on the Malia Davis case. Tonight's title, Munchausen Syndrome by Proxy. Subtitle, Mommy, No. We're talking about Brittany Bowens in Houston, Texas, who I believe, without a doubt, absolutely, positively, unquestionable, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, Brittany Bowens killed Malia Lynn Davis, not Darion Vince. Three things we need to do first tonight before we get off into this. I want you all to remember when Brittany Bowens first came to the mic to speak. She said that I'm not going to take any questions. I'm just here. I want to pass out the flowers, and basically, I want to go. Before she began to speak, Brittany Bowens tried extremely hard, but her fat ass couldn't get one tear to fall. You can't get a tear to fall where there's no remorse whatsoever. I want you to go back and look at that video. I think that was the 4th, of May, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it was the very first interview when she told reporters, I'm not going to answer any questions. And my first thought, what the fuck? You're not, your child's missing. Something else I want to bring to your attention tonight. Not only was Malia Davis missing, Brittany Bowens did not tell us that Malia Davis needed medication. Why am I telling you this? Because that's very important when a child is missing, and it kind of puts a fire up on the other people's ass to get out and find the child all the more, because Malia Davis had some serious life-threatening injuries and she needed her medication. She did not tell us that. Brittany Bowens, her mother, when she came behind, she told us that Malia Davis was in need of her medication. Those are all signs to me that Brittany Bowens didn't give a damn, because she knew she can't take medication if she's dead. It's as simple as that. She did not tell us that her daughter needed medication. Also, if you go to our Injustice Investigations News Facebook page, we have uploaded the Houston Police Department's website. And we did that tonight because I'm asking each one of you that are watching the show tonight, I need you to call the chief of police. I need you to call every damn body that said contact on there and let them know we're watching and we don't like what we're seeing. We're not going to sit back and we're not going to be quiet, as the guy said the last video we did, to give the police time. I'm the first one that came out when this first happened, and people were demanding answers from the Houston Police Department, and I begged them to be patient. This is an ongoing investigation. Be patient. There's a lot of work for them to do. Time's out. You had ample amount of time to do something. You're not doing a damn thing. If you think we're going to let this become a cold case, you're a lie. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen like that. So I need you all to bubble. Keep the heat on. Someone says, yeah, well, they just subpoenaed her phone workers. I don't give a damn what they subpoenaed. Believe nothing. I don't believe nothing that the police say. Stay on their ass. This is one case we're not going to let die. And to Brittany Bowens and her little groupies or whatever, having me blocked on Facebook, that's meaningless. You know what? Two things come into mind when you do that. Number one, I got your ass right. And number two, let me tell you this here. Before Mark Zuckerberg came out of his mammy's ass, I had a platform. I did. I really did. Blocking me on Facebook don't stop me from talking. It energizes me. They had me blocked for 30 days, but I only stayed blocked for about 2 hours when I found out about it. And I told them who I was and what I was doing. They apologized and unblocked it. Look, you're proving me right with the silly shit that you all do. Those of you who are protecting Brittany Bowens, and you know she's guilty, and you got information on what happened, and you're not telling it to authorities, let me tell you something. That's obstruction of justice, and your ass will be brought before the judge as well. Blocking me on Facebook don't stop shit. We got several more Facebook pages set up. It's as simple as that. I'm going to talk until my jaw fall off. You killed her, and I'm going to prove it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it in my mind. So you're wasting your damn time with having me blocked. All right. Darion Vince gave an interview. Might have been the first interview, I think. I'm not for sure. He said, Malia, nothing bad. Let me get it right. He said, nothing bad happened to Malia. I'm going to say it again. He said, nothing bad happened to Malia. Forbes from the UK. Well, good evening. Welcome to my house. Okay. He said nothing bad happened to Malia Davis. I think we did a breaking news story then, and my response is, what the fuck do you call death? Now listen, what I'm about to tell you is not a fact, okay? It's my opinion. And I'm not trying to pass my opinion off as a fact. This is just my opinion as to what Darion Vince meant. Based upon what Brittany Bowens told Darion Vince, that's why he said what he said. It's not a fact. It's my opinion. This I could be wrong on. It was an accident. She died in her sleep. And, you know, I'm already up on the investigation with CPS. They're going to swear to God that I killed her. And I didn't. And she cried then, probably real tears. But Darion Vince, she may not, I don't know. But whatever she told him, he believed it. He bought the shit. He bought the bullshit. And so we got to get rid of the body. We got to get rid of the body. So Darion Vince said, okay. As far as Darion Vince knows, she hit her head and she fell out. She died in her sleep. The child was sick. The child had the flu. But to get the child up out of the bed, to take the child to school, and then bring the child back, said she has the flu. You dressed and you knew that shit before you got out of bed, but you still took her. Darion Vince did what he was ordered to do by Brittany Bowens. Now, why did they dismember Malia's body? Why else would somebody dismember a body? The body becomes what? Evidence. And the evidence on that body and in that body will lead law enforcement to what? The killer or the killers. So we got to dismember Malia Davis' body. Evidence. He didn't know any better. Whatever Brittany said, he believed it and he went with it. You're not going to get in any trouble. But she played him to a fucking T, letting him come out with a basket and everything, and she was never seen on surveillance camera. That's not suspect to you all. That's not suspect. That's what he meant, in my opinion. Nothing bad happened to Malia Davis. I believe he loved Malia Davis. I believe when he threw up, he couldn't believe what he was hearing because he loved her. But I love the child, but I'm in love with the mother. And so whatever Brittany says goes. Remember, Darion Vince is mentally challenged. He did not kill Malia Davis. And I aim to prove that he didn't. He did what Brittany told him to do. He has some wrong in this. He's not innocent. He has some wrong. But we don't want to give somebody a charge that don't fit them. We don't want to do that. So we can't demand justice on this end and let injustice reign on the other end. We can't do it. We just have to be 100% fair. And I don't want Vince to go down for something that he didn't do. But won't he speak out? Won't he speak up? I wish that too. But you also have to remember two things. Brittany Bowens, still this woman. They still communicate. And number two, he's mentally challenged. Okay? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And before we get into tonight's show, we have added someone to the team that I need because we are behind on cases. We've lost some cases. You block people because of their opinion is different. Somebody named Maya H. I'm not going to say I block people because their opinion is different. I don't give a damn if you disagree with me all day and all night. But if you come on this channel or on my page and you disrespect me and how you're disagreeing with me, I will block you because we don't do ghetto. I don't have time for that bullshit. Say what you need to say and then move on. But if you come with some shit just to be super ugly because you feel like being ugly or you trying to protect Brittany, I will block your ass. It's as simple as that. But you can tell the story the way you want to tell it. I don't give a damn. Dr. Princess, MD, Shreveport, Louisiana, humbly bow to you. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's show. I don't care who disagrees with me. The young lady that's on the phone right now, when we had a phone meeting the other day, one of the things I told her, I don't need a yes woman because I might be wrong on some shit. I need somebody with a backbone. I'm still teachable until the day I die. I don't care if you disagree, but it's how you disagree with me. You come at me wrong, I'm going to embarrass your ass and I'm going to block it. It's simple as that. Now, listen. Again, tonight I'm going to introduce you all to Miss Jade. She is starting with the show. She's been here now for about 2 days, getting there, and she's excellent. She came highly recommended. She's excellent at what she does. Some of the things I was asking her to do, she said, Miss Scott, I've already done it. Miss Scott, I've already done it. I've already done it. So I think she's going to be a wonderful access to the show here. And I'm glad to have her. And she's on the phone right now. We're going to speak with her briefly. And after that, we'll open up the phone lines and then we'll get into Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Miss Jade.
Good evening, Mr. Scott.
How are you? Miss Jade. Miss Jade.
Hello, Mr. Scott. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what the hell are you? What is going on? Can you hear me?
Say that again.
I'm
hearing clear now. Yes.
Okay, how are you doing this evening?
I am good. How are you, sir?
I'm excellent, marvelous, superb, splendid. I welcome you to Injustice Investigations. Thank you so much.
I thank you and your followers for having me. Thank you so much.
Indeed, you are welcome. She is not only the new host to the show, she's also the program director. She's going to give you her information here and tell you a little bit something about her, about that she wants you all to know. And after that, we're going to talk a little bit about Malia Davis and stuff. So, Miss Jade, I'm going to give it to you and let you introduce yourself and tell them what you want them to know and all that good stuff.
Okay, so my name is Jade, and as Mr. Scott said, I'm the new program director and host with him. My contact information via email is investigationsjade, that's JADE, @gmail.com. My phone number is 888-357-3334, and my extension is extension 3. As Scott is known, Mr. Scott extension is 1. So feel free to call me anytime if I'm not available. I'll definitely return your calls ASAP. My Instagram is investigationsjade, so that's @investigationsjade, and that's my IG page. And again, I am so honored to be working with him. Mr. Scott is very passionate, very educated about what he says. He can be comical, but here's what he gets out there to all of us is information that, for me, when I first encountered him, I wasn't getting this information from any platform but his, and not to negate anyone else's platform, but I know the information that he puts out there, it gravitated toward me, and it pulled me in, it drew me into him. I appreciate you guys following him and subscribing to him, and I know he does. Like he always says, that he'll do this with one person watching, but I know you guys need to speak for him, and I thank you guys for that. And I hope not let you guys down and keep the platform going and building it strong.
We thank you, Cannon. I turned the volume down some. I saw SP News say it was blurry, some static in it. I hope it has gotten a little better. Said I don't understand what she is saying, Scott. We turned it down some, so is that a little better for you all? Many people, some could hear and then some couldn't. It's a little static and stuff. Okay, Malia Davis, and I know you've been following this case too. Is there anything you would like to add tonight? Anything you want to say about Malia Davis?
Sure. Just like everyone else, I'm very heartfelt about this baby, this angel who has become the world's baby. My opinion is, again, maintaining because Baby Bowens killed her baby. She killed that baby the morning of it. No inside information in my part. I believe Mr. Scott has maybe a slightly different opinion than myself. I believe she killed the baby out of pure rage. It just happened. I believe she was arguing with Darion. I truly believe that she thought that he was cheating on her with another man, and she spazzed out at that baby in some form or another, and she killed her. And she was used to spazzing out on Malia and hitting her and abusing her, but this time it went too far. That baby's body could not take any more of her outrages.
That, you know what, and there are so many scenarios, and you could be on the money. The only good thing about this, if we can say there's anything good, is that it has our undivided attention across the globe there, and people are speaking out on it, and they're not going to leave it alone. And I believe, and this is just my opinion, that we know this happens every day. This is nothing new with a parent killing their child, but for some reason, God has us focused on Malia Davis because it's no longer just about Malia Davis. I believe God is trying to tell us that we need to start paying attention to kids that don't belong to us, because this is going on more than we know about. And so that's why this case has gotten so much attention, and so many people are outraged and continue to speak on the death of Malia Davis.
That's right. We cannot leave this alone. We cannot let this go cold. Like you said, this happens every day. I've researched, and the numbers, the stats are really up for mothers killing their children. And for whatever reason, Malia is the case that has brought this to the forefront. Mm-hmm. She's the golden child for us all to look at this, and we have to figure out how to reverse this. It has happened at least 3 times since Malia has left us.
Exactly.
So it's something that we have to keep talking about. We cannot let Houston Police Department let this baby case go through. We have to keep doing what we're doing. You're going to post, hopefully, the information to Houston Police Department and the powers that be, so they can be contacted, they can be pressured, and they'll know that we're not. It's not just Houston. It's the United States. It's China. It's the UK. We have people from the UK on the channel right now. It's the world wants this brought to justice.
Exactly, and stuff, and we won't stop until the truth comes out and the veils of justice ring for all those involved in torturing Malia Davis and those that was involved in her death. Again, Miss Jade, welcome to Injustice Investigations. We are glad to have you aboard, and I know we're going to speak later on tonight. If not tonight, we will speak again in the morning. But I'm happy to have you on the team, and we look forward to great things from you. Okay, Miss Jade, are you here? Miss Jade.
I can hear you now, sir.
Okay.
I will talk to you soon, and thank you again for having me.
You are welcome. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
I hope Miss Jade ain't drinking over there. I gotta do a drug test. Oh, Miss Jade. Okay, Miss Williams, I cannot repeat everything that she said, but basically, she was saying that she thinks that Brittany Bowens and Darion Vince may have gotten into an argument, and it was an accident. What happened to Malia Davis, and they were too scared to call the authorities, so they decided to just chop her body up and do away with her. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what she was saying. And as far as her contact information, it is going to be 1-888-357-3334, extension 3. Again, it's going to be 1-888-357-3334, extension 3 for Miss Jade. She is the program director, and also she is the host of the show as well. A few weeks ago, I received an email. It was from a psychologist. Shortly after that, a psychiatrist emailed me. And of course, the conversation was about Brittany Bowens and what they thought might be going on while Malia Davis was killed. I'm going to share with you tonight some of what the psychiatrist said about the Munchausen syndrome by proxy. And we're bringing this up tonight because it may very well be the case with Brittany Bowens. This is not a fact. This is nothing that has been proven. But it's just another angle to look at, because as well as people keep saying they know she did it, well, we must find out why she did it. Many are saying it was for insurance money. Many are saying because she wanted to get back with Craig Davis. So there are a lot of scenarios out there. You know, I guess it's whose report you will believe until the truth comes out. Queen Supreme said, I've been said Munchausen. And yes, it could very well be. Before we get into the Munchausen, here's what the psychiatrist also said. And keep in mind, she's talking about Brittany Bowens, okay? She says, in addition to what is now referred to as fictitious disorder, imposing injury on another, Munchausen syndrome by proxy is when an individual seeks attention for whatever reason there may be. Normally, it's a female, and the child that suffers is under the age of 6 years old. Malia Davis was 4 years old when she was killed. She also said, in referring to Brittany Bowen, she said, I suspect Brittany Bowen suffers from antisocial personality disorder and borderline personality disorder. Again, keep in mind that when Malia Davis was killed, she was 4 years old, and it happens to kids who are 6 and younger. Now, Munchausen syndrome by proxy is a mental disorder that causes a person with a deep-seated need for attention to fake sickness or injury. Basically, the caregiver, Brittany Bowens, of the child either makes up fake symptoms or causes real symptoms to make it appear as though the child is injured or ill. The term by proxy means through a substitute, though Munchausen syndrome by proxy is primarily a mental illness. It is also considered child abuse. Either way it goes. And with that being said, on July 28, Malia Davis was taken to a local hospital for lacerations to the head. I want you to keep in mind that Malia Davis was taken to the emergency room several times. But before she was ever taken to emergency room, Brittany Bowens, for some reason, always had to call Brenda Bowens to ask her what to do. And that's the mother. Brenda Bowens' response was always the same: take the child to the doctor. It's as simple as that. Now, this has not been proven. This is not a fact. This is my opinion. I'm not trying to pass it off as a fact. But when a minister called me, I think it was yesterday, and well, she had left a message, and I guess it had been there for about 2 weeks, and I finally saw it and I responded to it, and she said, "Oh, I'm so happy you called." We had a long conversation, and she went into some things that I didn't think about. She said, "Mr. Scott, I want you to look at this. When they took Malia Davis to the hospital the first time for a very serious head injury, Brittany Bowens had attempted to kill Malia at that time. Y'all just think about it. And when she said that, she gave me chills because I never looked at it that way. I just kept focusing on she did this, and the doctors couldn't find out what happened. But I'm like, yeah, it probably was an attempted murder. It probably was. Someone says, Roberta Rich says, who won't call 911 when there is an accident? Well, I'm going to tell you, that's a good question. The only somebody that won't do it, the killers or the killer. It's as simple as that. If Malia's death was an accident, guess what? We'll never know. We'll never know. We'll never know because you dismembered the body. So which means he had to go and get some special tools because she just can't pull something out of the damn kitchen drawer and say, let's cut her up. It took some time to do this. And I'm sure he didn't like doing it. But Brittany Bowens was calling the shots. Munchausen syndrome by proxy is a rare condition, and its exact cause is unknown. Researchers theorize that both psychological and biological factors are involved. Many people diagnosed with MSP were physically, emotionally, or sexually abused as children themselves. I'm not saying Brittany has this. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. This is what someone sent to me. And so it's just another angle that I want to show you all tonight that we can look at for when we're trying to figure out, why would she kill? Why would she kill the child? Daughter of the king, premeditated. Either way it goes, I agree with you 1,000,000,000%. Blackman says Brittany Bowens is a cold-blooded murderer. And that's 100%. Now, I believe to a degree that Houston Police Department has already pushed this to the side, basically saying it's a cold case. Bullshit. We're not going to let it be a cold case. It's hard to catch a killer when you're not looking for a killer. It's hard. You'll never catch him. Queen Supreme says, do you still feel she was molested? I never felt she was molested. No, I'm wrong. I never felt Darion Vince molested Malia if she had been molested. But now watch this. With these serious injuries to Malia Davis' head, half the skull being cut out, bleeding outside of the brain, unrealistic explanations as to how it really happened, I would think the hospital would say something's not right. I tell you what we're going to do too. Form a test on her and see if she's been molested. I hope they done that, because if they did and it was, I'm sure it'd be a different story. But maybe they didn't. I don't know. But it took It took Brittany, I think, 2 weeks, or was it longer than that, before she would come to the mic through Malcolm X with the toupee and say, Darion Vince had been molesting my daughter. He had been beating my daughter. He was bathing my daughter and would always be filling on her. Well, first of all, it shouldn't have gotten to when it got to a 1, it shouldn't have been a 2, and it shouldn't have been a 3. I don't believe Brittany. Brittany is a habitual liar. One of the signs of someone with Munchausen syndrome by proxy is they are prone to dishonesty. I think we can say that's Brittany. Every time Brittany opens her mouth, be it her or through a spokesperson or whatever, there's a lie that's coming out. Somebody says, Jade, Mr. Scott initially had the patience of Job with HPD, but no longer. If she don't say anything else tonight, she just preached. I was one of the first reporters to come out and say, don't bash HPD. This is serious. You don't want to mess this up. You don't want to arrest Brittany on circumstantial evidence and she beat it in a courtroom and walk free. I begged people not to bash her, not to push her. I said they was proceeding with cautions, and I applauded them for that. Now I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. And to come out and tell when people tell me, oh, they investigating Brittany, they got a subpoena for her phone workers and that's not gonna shut me up until I know it. And I don't give a damn if it's true. I'm gonna keep sounding the alarm until we find out what happened to Brittany to Malia Davis. But you also have to keep in mind, if you arrest Brittany Bowens, now we got to bring in CPS. And I want to know what the fuck did Alicia Matthews, her caseworker, wrote in her report that said the child should be returned to Brittany Bowens. You got fucking life-threatening head injuries. And you said return her. And the judge said, okay, all y'all got to come to the office. Because you can't prosecute Brittany Bowens on this without sending some kind of punishment to the judge's chamber and CPS. You just can't do it. So there are some powers that be that you don't want to ruffle their feathers. It's like this. CPS didn't do this and didn't do that. But I can't say nothing because they got this and they got that on me. The thing is, if I'm not going to pull your curtain back, and I hope they don't pull mine back. So I got to go hard to try to shut this Negro up, Scott, about Brittany Bowens. I got to pray to God that he would be quiet. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to speak for God. That's a prayer God won't answer. He's not going to answer that because I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking until they walk in your ass in that courtroom. You did this to your child. You hated Malia Davis, and I'm going to prove it. Nothing about you says mother. You carried that child in your womb, but you didn't carry Malia Davis in your heart. You are a disgrace to women everywhere. You're just saying you should commit suicide and die and make the world a better place. People with Munchausen disease, I want you to write this down. I want you to look at the signs that a child may be being abused at home or somewhere. I'm reading some of the comments here. If you all don't like what I'm saying, I don't understand why you're on my channel. Or do I understand why you're on my channel? You're on my channel because you want to find out what I'm saying. Well, let me tell you this here. What you really need to hear from me, you won't hear it. You won't hear it. It's nothing that's going to help you go and try to strategize a comeback or a good lie for when they knock on your door. Nothing. And if you call me on the phone with the bullshit, like you hate Brittany, so I'm not going to tell you nothing on the phone that I didn't say live. I'll play dumb with you all day long. As simple as that. But when President Obama went somewhere to speak, there was a heckler there on the front row. And Secret Service about to remove him. President Obama said, don't do it. He turned around and addressed him. He said, here's what I don't understand. If you don't like me, why are you here? Why would you be here? And my thing to you who don't like what I'm saying now, why are you on my channel? Why are you on my channel? Why? You're super stupid. You're super stupid. If you think you're helping Brittany, you're lying. If you are her crisis manager, you just like what's that guy named Darnell? Somebody on here that's been doing the R. Kelly story with me too knows this. What's the guy name that was R. Kelly's crisis manager and spokesperson sometimes? Daryl Johnson, I think. You're just like Daryl Johnson. You're adding insult to injury when you come at me like this. I love it though, because I got your ass right. And everybody must pay. So if you're protecting Brittany and you know some evidence, obstruction of justice, you have to sit in that seat in the courtroom as a defendant, not a spectator. Now, if you got your pens, now write this down. Warning signs that a child may be in danger. Please write these down, because before anything goes wrong, especially with a child, there are warning signs. But if you and I don't know what to look for, we're going to miss the warning signs all day long. All day long. And by the time you say, oh, I didn't think that, it's probably too late. Like with Malia Davis, it's too late. I can take people having different opinions. Okay, well, I can deal with it too. As simple as that. But it's how you argue with that individual when you disagree. I tell you what, because I don't have time to play with you tonight. You go get your damn Bobby doll and play or whatever. But here's what I want you to do. Go pull up the movie, The Great Debaters. And maybe you understand what I'm saying. The Great Debaters. That's what you go pull up. Now, signs that a child may be in danger. Number one, a history of repeated injuries, illness, or hospitalizations. That's number one, that a child might be in danger. Somebody said, listen, Brittany B. Bowens, and take a picture, it will last longer. Hello. Okay, anyway. Symptoms that don't quite fit the disease. That's number two. 3, symptoms that don't match test results. Symptoms that seem to improve. Watch this. Symptoms that seems to improve when the child is under medical care at a hospital. But whenever the child goes back home, things get worse. Those are some of your warning signs that a child might be in danger. And we have to begin to speak out, because again, this is no longer just about Malia Davis. It's about children everywhere. And we must sound the alarm and bring this to the attention to the public that every time you see a child smiling, it doesn't necessarily mean things are okay with that child. Especially when a child is outside playing, they're enjoying life, they're enjoying themselves. New York City, I humbly bow to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, I believe Malia Davis was killed April 30th, sometime after 8 a.m. at the hands of Brittany Bowens. It's just that simple. It's just that damn simple. Bonnie Fife and Andy Griffith could have solved this shit by now. But somebody said, Scott, take a spot of your tea. Miss Williams, you sure right about that. I'm supposed to be doing 30-minute shows only now because of my voice, but wait a minute. If we leave this alone, we're condoning what Brittany Bowens did to her daughter. I'm going to say it again. If we leave this alone, it's as if we're condoning what Brittany Bowens did. And we can't do that. And the only people, this is on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, the only people who are insisting that we post or give some physical evidence that Brittany did it is Brittany's family and her entourage. But let me tell you about evidence. Evidence, solid evidence, goes to the courtroom first. And then whatever we said goes to the street, goes to the street. So you're not going to get it on here. I'm not going to tell you what I know, but I know what you're going to say. Oh, you don't know nothing. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. You're so goddamn right. You're right. You're right. Brittany Bowens is, not only did Brittany Bowens kill her daughter, you got to think about this. If you're a family member or you know Brittany, your kids don't stand a fucking chance around Brittany. If she killed her own biological daughter, what the fuck you think she'll do to your child? The bitch is sick, evil, wicked. The whole family. Craig Davis, wicked. You around here with a goddamn a picture of Malia Davis on a t-shirt. Malia is dead. If y'all have had Malia Davis in your heart, she wouldn't be on a fucking goddamn t-shirt right now, and I wouldn't know her fucking name. This motherfucker don't know if you want to be a man or a goddamn woman or a goddamn rapper. He fucked up. He fucked up. He didn't give a fuck about it. His name is on CPS. Brittany fat, uncomfortable, existing just to be existing, insignificant ass. At least she went every Saturday to see the child that she tried to kill. Darion Vince, Craig Davis, for whatever reason, never showed up. Never showed up. Never showed up. These folks don't give a fuck about Malia. And now you got the offspring, the reject families coming in. I want answers. I do too. I do too. I do too. And if you didn't know, hypothetically you didn't know, don't get mad at the man that's bringing the message. Be thankful that he's trying to get some answers. I don't have time to put on a goddamn t-shirt with somebody dead on it. That ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. It's work call. It's work call. I didn't have to come and walk the pavement of Houston, Texas. I didn't have to. You the family. You do. Simple as that. But I'm gonna bring it to the light. Y'all ain't gonna fuck about it. You didn't. And now you care. You didn't buy her a hairstone. The hairstone was donated. And y'all had all kind of GoFundMe pages set up. April 3rd, CPS was called to investigate Brittany Bowens and Craig Davis. Brittany Bowens and Craig Davis. The allegations against both were said to be physical abuse and neglect of their children. Craig Davis, Brittany Bowens both denied mistreating their children, especially Malia. I must have said Maya. Somebody said Maya is talking about you. Okay, I fuck up sometime, but y'all know who I'm talking about. They investigated the case. They removed the children out of the home. A few months later, they was removed in August of 2018. I think in February of 2019, for whatever reason, they were returned to die. They were returned to die. Felicia Clark said, I bet their little brother knows, so I bet he does too. So I just want to know what was in the report. And incidentally, the report from CPS is now missing some pages. Hello. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? If I call the police, I need help. Macy, see, you're exactly right. Those letters need to be written. You're exactly right. When I call the police, it means that something is going on in my life that I can't handle right now. That's the same damn thing happens when we call CPS to report neglect or child abuse. Same thing. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight?
My name is Angelique Woodson. I'm calling from Nashville, Tennessee.
Well, good evening, Miss Wilson. How are you?
Hello, sir. How you doing this evening? I'm watching you today. You're doing a very good job. I love your channel.
Thank you.
I listen to you pretty often. I'm very proud of you. I've been praying for your good work you're doing. And God bless you. And I am keeping the little girl in my heart because I do love children. Mm-hmm. And God is good, but you're doing a very good job. And the big fat bitch, excuse my language, big fat nasty ass.
Yep, yourself.
You be behind jail and bars. In jail. You be in jail. That's what she need to be. I know for a fact she killed her, mm-hmm. and she knows she killed her daughter. And she needs to be in jail.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Exactly.
And Mr. Scott, when will you be coming to Texas?
I'm hoping within the next few days, but I can't give the exact date. But that reminds me, we're still short. So if you all want to donate to the show tonight, that would help. We would like to get there within the next few days. But I will tell you this: when we get there, we're going to be there for I think 3 days. And it's our hope that we'll be able to meet with investigators. We go to, I think, Arkansas first, where they found her body, and then to Houston, Texas. And if the investigators would grant us a meeting, shortly after that, we are trying to find a building where we can speak to about 100 or 200 people. We're going to invite the Houston Police Department to come out and speak. And after that, it is a Q&A because I want the people in Houston, Texas to speak to the authorities to let them know how they feel about this case and what they think they're doing and what they think they're not doing. We have to keep the heat on HPD. But hopefully one day next week, we will try to get there. If you all would like to donate, it is the Cash App is Alfonso Scott. $ Adam H. Boy. If it's paypal.me/injustice. Gotcha. So hopefully within the next 3 days. But once we get there, Ms. Wilson, we will make a public announcement that we're here.
Yeah, I hope and pray that when you get down there, I hope that the police will take you seriously and do what you ask them to do and not lie behind their badge and tell the story to you, because they've been lying the whole time.
Exactly.
And they know they've been lying. They know they should have been in jail a long time ago. In the other cities and states, you can't walk around and kill people.
That's it.
You go do jail time. And I have never noticed no one could walk around and look at people were saying on YouTube that she was going out to taverns and partying and all this stuff.
Exactly.
This is she should be in jail.
Exactly.
She know what she did. That was a pretty baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she killed her baby because she was jealous of her baby because her baby was pretty. That's what she did.
That's it.
And she should be in jail. Her whole family should be in jail, really.
Yeah, and
that's sad that the baby had to go through that. That's sad.
Exactly. You know, and even if for nothing right now but neglect alone, Brittany can be locked up. I know that for a fact. She can be locked up.
Yeah, yes.
You know, but
I know DCF is concerned about it too.
Exactly.
They're not trying.
Exactly. You know,
they're trying hard enough.
They're not, but we're gonna have to make them say, okay, well, they ain't bullshit. This one they're not gonna leave alone, and we're not. So I feel it's imperative that I come to Houston, Texas. Not that I'm the lifeline or I'm so damn powerful. It's just that I want to know what the hell is going on, and I want to know why you hadn't locked Brittany Bowens up for neglect alone. Because if she stands before the cameras through Malcolm X with the toupee and said Darion Vince molested her multiple times, arrest her ass on that. When she left town and she left the children with Darion Vince, and she knew Malia's condition, that's child neglect. As simple as that. So why she's not locked up, I don't know. But I don't give a damn about the powers that be. We exist without fear. It's as simple as that. And we're gonna get to the bottom of it. We're not going to let Malia Davis case grow cold and let it simmer, and then we'll do what we want to do. And we know the one of the charges you got against Darion Vince, he didn't do this bullshit. He didn't. He didn't. But it's like we're not looking for nobody else because we got Darion Vince.
Yeah, they got Darion Vince, but they don't got any family members. They don't have any family members, any of the baby daddy family members. I don't understand that. It's like they like to let them walk away for free. Exactly. And this is not a free. We all should be in prison.
Exactly. Exactly.
In jail. Like in jail. I'm a single mother. I love my baby.
That's it.
I love my son. He's 13 years old.
That's it.
I've been raising him for 13 years by myself. But my son father got shot and killed. So I've been doing it by myself. So God is good. Indeed. But I love my son. My baby is my world.
That's it. And that's where it should be with all of our kids. Right.
That's right. That's right. But you take care of her. You're doing a lovely job. I will keep you in your prayers, and I will try to eventually, send you a token. But I'll see what I can do. But I'm just saying you're doing a pretty good job in this case.
Miss Wilson.
And I hope and pray when you go to Texas that they really, Mr. Scott, they will take you what you're saying seriously.
I pray too. Again, Miss Wilson, I thank you for supporting the show, and I thank you for calling in. You have made a lot of good points this evening.
Yes, and I do want to say I saw you one time doing your dance. I saw you dancing.
Oh, we got to get rid. Yeah, we got to get rid of them videos. I forgot they were still online.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So be yourself. So that was a nice video for you, and you're doing a good job.
I thank you.
And I listen to you all the time. I listen to you. I look at you on YouTube all the time. Watch you all the time. And if you want to look at my Facebook to see who I really am,
yes, ma'am.
My Facebook name is Angelique Woodson.
Woodson?
Yeah, Angelique Woodson. ANGELIQUE. You'll see me, and you see my son and all the food I have cooked and different things. It's on my Facebook account.
Okay,
so I am because I'm a real person.
Okay, so I know we're eating at your house when we get there, right?
That's right.
Miss Wilson.
That's right.
Enjoy your evening.
You too. God bless. Bye-bye.
I can't pronounce her name, but the lady, I think it was LOKI or something T. She says, Houston is here for you. I gratefully appreciate you on that. Thank you. Big time, Minnie Williams. Thank you so much. Now let me give you some more signs here. Get your pen and pad ready. This is signs that this person might be suffering from Munchausen syndrome by proxy. They are individuals who are the caretaker of the child, and they are always seeking attention. So, striving to appear self-sacrificing and devoted to the child. Becoming overly involved with doctors and the medical staff. I'm gonna stop there for a minute. So what does that mean? I'm watching everything that they do for the child. I don't want the child to live. I don't want the child to live. And if they say, well, we thought she was gonna die, but now she's gonna live, this person sometimes will go and get a syringe and shoots poison up into the IV to kill the child. That's why they're staying so close to the hospital doctors and the staff, refusing to leave the child's side. Well, Ms. Scott, any good mother wouldn't want to leave the child's side. I know that. I totally agree with you. But if the child is in ICU, there's really nothing you can do. Go on home and get you some rest and come on back. But there are certain ways we act when we have done something wrong. I don't want to leave the child's side because the child can talk and the child gonna tell on me. That's why I can't do that. Exaggerating the child's symptoms or speaking for the child. The child can't never say nothing. The mother is doing all the speaking, because if the child speak, shit just went bad. Appearing to enjoy the hospital environment and the attention the child is receiving. These are some signs of an individual suffering with Munchausen syndrome by proxy. This is just something we wanted to throw out. We're not saying this is Brittany Bowens, but a lot of the characteristics we spoke on tonight, Brittany exhibits, a lot of them. But the only way she can be diagnosed with that, it has to be a professional. And that professional would be the one that speaks into the courtroom. It's as simple as that. Malia Davis, we love you. We think the world of you. We didn't know. Had we known, I'm sure some of us would have went and got Malia out of danger. But as well as we continue to focus on Brittany Bowens, I want y'all to be mindful of one thing. We must also focus on Judge Lopez. We must also focus on CPS. We must also focus on the neighbors. We must also focus on Malia Davis daycare. We must do that. What Malia went through as a child was terrible. It was. The same woman that gave her life decided, I'm going to take it from you. And I'm past why she fucking did it. I just want her locked up. But I know we have to get to why she did it in hopes that we can recognize the symptoms of a killer in other mothers or fathers so that we can prevent that. So we must know why. But I beg you all tonight, please keep Malia Davis' name alive. Set something on your YouTube channels about her. Post her pictures up on Facebook or whatever you have. Just keep her name alive. Everybody else let her down, and we can't. I made a vow. I said, Malia Davis, as long as I live, your story, it'll never die. It won't. There's more on the Munchausen syndrome by proxy we're going to discuss, but we can't do it all in one show. Rogers, thank you so much. We need to pay attention to what's going on. We put some pictures up the other day of Malia with Peyton, her brother, playing outside. I know he misses his sister. I know he do. I know he wonders about his sister. And if he saw something or heard something, it will be exhibited in his childhood, and he could very well carry it over into adulthood. You don't have to even look at it like this here. Well, what if it was your child? You don't have to look at it like that. It don't matter. Don't look at it that way. Look at it as this was an evil act. And we can't let Brittany continue to walk the streets. She's a threat to every child on planet Earth. And I mean that from my heart. I hate her with a passion. I hate her with a passion. And so y'all can call me every damn name, but the name on the birth certificate, I really don't give a fuck because I saw the, I've seen the birth certificate and I know what's on there. So whatever happens, the only way I stop speaking is if I die. That's it. Other than that, this Negro gonna talk until he die. And I mean that from my heart. So again, if you all are able to donate, that would be great and stuff. But if not, your support of this channel by watching it and sharing the videos, it works for me. But we do need to get to Houston, Texas, because we're not going to leave it alone. And if you done already classified it as a cold case, you can undo that, because we're going to raise hell. We're going to raise hell. And I don't care who said be patient with the police. My patience to ran out.
How many times have Black people been patient with the police and they still got absolutely nothing? Nothing. Tammy Hamilton says justice will be served. I totally agree with you. I totally do. And with that being said, I'm going to end it like I always do. I can't prove what I'm about to tell you. It's just my opinion. I believe one day, whatever, on April 30th, when Malia was being killed, I believe she fought. I believe she cried. I believe she was wondering why. And I believe God looked down and he said, Malia, Malia. And so when God got tired, Malia Davis got rest. You have to be out of your righteous mind to be upset with me and others for keeping this case alive. You have to be out of your mind. You have to be a body without a soul, just like Brittany Bowens. The truth must come to the light. But I can't do it by myself. Y'all got to talk. Y'all got to speak up. Y'all got to write them. I have several emails a lady sent me yesterday and today that she sent to the chief of police, and he never responded. He never responded. He never responded. Don't be afraid of the powers that be, because whether you know it or not, you have more power than them. Don't let the badge and the gun scare you. When the police say they confirm something, they could be telling you they confirmed a damn lie. I don't care what they write in their report. It's not written in stone. Police officers lie every day. And this is one case would not grow cold. As always, I thank you all for tuning in to tonight's show. Remember, I am not always right, and you are not always wrong. Be it the Lord willing, we will see you on our next broadcast. Again, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's show. I'm out, Scott.